Salutations, everybody. This is the first mini-cast episode that we are doing. I'm going to do the very first one on what I think is relevant right now, which is video game movie adaptions. Now, obviously, we've had many adaptions come out recently. We've had the Five Nights at Freddy's, we've had Assassin's Creed, we've had Doom a couple times, we've had World of Warcraft. We've had so many of these, and what is the problem that comes with a lot of them? Well, obviously, we're not going to have sequels to a whole bunch of them because you got the critics. The critics and the money income is going to dictate if a sequel happens, if it doesn't happen. And that can lead to a lot of problems. You also have the fan base that you're trying to please as well. Are the fans going to enjoy these movies? Are they going to hate them? Are they going to sit to the source material at all? Those all come into questions. Most recently, my little one and I would just went and saw the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, which in a nutshell, there was some different changes to them with the main character Vanessa, with the main character Mike, a new character entirely being introduced, some of the backstory changing a little bit, but all in all, do I think it was bad? No. I think the movie was okay for what it was. Do I think that jump scares weren't properly done? I do. I think with Five Nights at Freddy's, you need it to be very scary. You need a lot of jump scares for those movies. But for what they did for all the horror actions, I think was a very good situation. I also would like to say that I can see where they've set up for more movies, and I hope that they do more movies because these movies do need to happen. Um, because it would be very bad to see some of these movie games adaptations end. So Five Nights at Freddy's, I think, gives it the thumb of approval to continue, and hopefully they do better. You got the Uncharted movie, which I think personally, to me, is the best movie video game adaptation that you could possibly do. And I use the term adaptation loosely on that because technically it is a prequel to the Uncharted universe series. Uncharted has had four games out, technically five if you include the DLC that came out for the fourth one. But Uncharted did a good job of capturing what Nathan Drake was. They changed a little bit with it with his brother and all of that, but overall, I think it captured the feeling of the game, what you enjoyed. I know myself when the movie came out and I was super excited. I took my family to go see it. I had an absolute blast hearing all the sound effects, pointing out little Easter eggs that I noticed and everything. Nolan North popping up as a character on the beach made me excited. I had to explain to my wife later. And I know when the classic Uncharted music came on, I was humming around to it. And I think that's why Uncharted did very well. It was very well casted, the story was very well done, it didn't try to go stray very far off from the source material, which is a very important thing in video game adaptations. If you look at Assassin's Creed, I thought Assassin's Creed wasn't bad itself. I think telling a different story from a different assassin was a good idea for that. I know that everyone wanted to see Altair, Ezio, or anybody, but I think for them trying to go on an outside source of a different character was a good idea. Where do I think it went wrong? I think it went wrong with pretty much the critics. I think a lot of the fans too didn't give it really a good of a chance, and I think that is a shame because I enjoy the series. I know what it is. I love every single Assassin's Creed. I got a whole statue collection of them right back there. But I feel like the series did good overall. It's an Assassin's Creed. You're going to have assassinations. You're going to have the story, the animus. You did a good balance, is what I think was very good, closer to the older source games. I also love the fact that Michael Fassbender was so dedicated to that because he's a fan of the series that I watched somewhere in the making that he insisted he had to do the leap of faith when they actually did it instead of a stunt double because he wanted to live that moment. There's other game adaptations that have just not adapted very well, period. Look at Doom as a prime example. The best thing about the original Doom movie and starring Dwayne The Rock Johnson was the last 15 minutes of the movie where it actually made it feel like the original Doom. There was a newer one that came out, which it's still a little closer, but still just didn't capture any of that. World of Warcraft, I thought was an okay movie. not knowing much of the source material, a buddy of mine drilled into me all of the source material that was definitely wrong with it, and he was saying that it could have been a lot better. I wish that it could be better. I wish they would continue with a lot of these things. Um, but unfortunately, money talks in Hollywood. And even if a movie did very good, if they decide, well, we don't think it's going to make more money, then they're just not going to do it. Or in Assassin's Creed case, they had 3 movies lined up from what I was watching as that movie was coming up. They had 3 movies that planned to turn into a trilogy, and they never got the chance to do it. I feel that was a very big shame because you could have fixed the mistakes that you guys didn't like in the first one and made it even better. And who knows, we could have seen a whole bunch of tie-ins and live action appearances of certain characters around that time zone or different histories in time like Assassin's Creed does. But that is today's mini cast. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any other video game adaptations I did not talk about, feel free to put them in the comments, shoot me a message. And if you guys would like to see a whole podcast episode dedicated to us talking about video game adaptations, or what would you like to see, or what you wish would have been better, or anything involving those subjects to TV series or movies, let me know in the comments below, and we will happily get that into a podcast episode. As always, till the next one.